As Gambians head to the polls in December this year, more than 500,000 voters registered as third week of the process. The Gambia Armed Forces has promoted over 900 soldiers to various ranks. And residents of Farato Jambud complains of environmental pollution as the construction plans of building a first-class road is ongoing. These and more coming on Gambia 24. Stay tuned. Good evening, viewers. This is Gambia 24 here on Africa TV with me, Sohna Tunkara, and now to our news in detail. The Independent Electoral Commission has on Tuesday gave public update on the number of registered voters after 3 weeks of registration campaign across the country. According to the latest update, 556,766 people have so far earned their tickets to either stand as a candidate or vote for candidates. Of the number of registered voters, 317,993 are females and 238,773 males. Going by regional distribution, Brikama still remains ahead of the rest with 194,451, closely followed by Carnifing with 120,898 registered. From that update on the election registration process, now the Gambian leader and the First Lady with top government officials have earlier today landed at the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for a 7-day official visit. President Barrow is expected to inaugurate the newly constructed Gambian embassy and ambassador's residence at the diplomatic quarters in Riyadh. There is more of that in this report. The visit came following his attendance to the 59th ECOWAS summit in Accra for presidents and heads of government. The presidential visit to Saudi is also coming as pressure mounts on the West African state over the possibility of hosting the summit of Organization of Islamic Conference next year. Last year, the Saudi Kingdom took away the hosting of world Muslim leaders after Gambia failed to attain financial and material requirements for the event. The Saudi-Gambia relation has been top-notch for the past several years, even during the leadership of the former President Yahya Jammeh. With decades of diplomatic ties, the two countries have agreed to work together as sisters in different areas of cooperation. Saudi Arabia, being one of Gambia's constant donors, has recently signed an agreement to finance the second phase of a development project of the Banjul International Airport. The improved facilities will result in the creation of about 1,000 new jobs. The airport project is also expected to increase the number of passengers 43%, reaching 400,000 per year. For African News, Sohna Tunkara. The Gambian leader and the First Lady with top government officials are currently on a week-long visit in Saudi Arabia. Now, the Gambia Armed Forces on Wednesday promoted over 900 soldiers to various ranks at the defense headquarters in Yundum. The promotion is based on their hard work, dedication to service in the army and to the nation in general. And addressing the uniformed men in new ranks, the Deputy Chief of Defense Staff, Major Mamad Ocham, reminded of them their duties as servants to the country. Amindao has the rest of that in this report.
Promotion within the Gambia Armed Forces is subjected to performance, qualification, and promotional exams in view of the ongoing security sector reforms. Earlier this year, over 3,000 soldiers were promoted to different ranks across the units of the military. The latest promotion targeted soldiers in the defense headquarters camp under the command of Colonel Jere B.P. Gomez in Yundum. Deputy Chief of Defense Staff of the Gambia Armed Forces, Major Mamad Ocham, who presided over the ceremony, reminded the soldiers of their duties and what it means to be promoted.
We are the foundation of a nation. The Constitution of this country has assigned us the role to defend and safeguard the territorial integrity and sovereignty of the country, meaning that worthy sons and daughters of the country will serve in the armed forces to make sure that they build the necessary skills and capacities to be able to defend and protect our national territory. This is the job that soldiers all over the world do, and this is what we are tasked to do by the Constitution and the people of the country.
To those yet to be promoted in the armed forces, Major Cham gave a guideline to attainment of higher ranks. It all revolves around quality performance and hard work.
For those of you who has not yet been lucky to be part of this promotion, my message to you is to tell you that the command has taken a very conscious decision to say that henceforth we will promote and reward excellence in the Gambia Armed Forces. Gone are the days where people are promoted for any other consideration other than hard work, dedication to duty, and loyalty. You, like the officers, will be subjected to what we call annual promotions exams based on your professional career and your rank. And where you are found to be deserving, you will be promoted as a reward.
Corporal Musa Suso, one of the promoted members of the Army, welcomed his rank as motivation to become more effective on the obligations.
Our new ranks will strengthen our individual service delivery in the Gambia Armed Forces that will culminate to the total service delivery of Gambia Armed Forces for the betterment of our nation, the Gambia. These ranks will motivate us to be more effective in our daily efforts in discharging our responsibilities as junior and senior NCOs. As the saying goes, and I quote, "To whom much is given, much is expected."
The event featured the decoration of 37 of the list of promoted soldiers with the arrangement for the remaining 875 men and women of the force to be decorated by their unit commanders later on. Among the promoted members of the Army, 13 private soldiers attained the ranks of Lance Corporal, 15 attained the ranks of Corporal, and 9 to the ranks of a Sergeant. Reporting for iAfrica News, I am Amindao.
The pride we take in our brand,
More than 900 soldiers
the work we put
promoted to
into
various
constantly
ranks
change
today.
the
We'll now
landscape
go with a
and
short commercial break, and when we return, we'll be looking at residents of Farah to Jambut complaining over environmental pollution as the construction plans of building a first-class road is ongoing. Stay tuned.
The pride we take in our brand, the work we put into constantly change the landscape and elevate real estate in the Gambia, it's compared to none. From inception, our goal was to add value to the beautiful Gambian landscape. That's why we are proud innovators of community estates. Kololi Sands is an exceptional piece of work, tailored for ultimate convenience and luxury, to bring you an element of finesse that is rare but unique in its own. This is also our pride and joy, and we welcome you to the exquisite beauty right here in Kololi and right here on the waterfront. Kololi Sands, feel the ocean breeze at your doorstep.
Welcome back, and if you just joining, this is Gambia 24, and now to our remaining stories. The Minister of Justice, Dauda A. Jallow, has on Monday presented a motion before the National Assembly for lawmakers to consider the appointment of one of the two vetted candidates for appointment to the post of Commissioner of the Human Rights Commission. According to Minister Jallow, the two candidates have been vetted and their names were also gazetted, and it's the job of the parliamentarians to consider who will be best fitted for the post. Khadijatu Haita Toure has more.
Initially, it was 5 recommended candidates, but after thorough vetting of the would-be human rights commissioners, only 2 people were considered suitable. The names of these potential candidates were tabled before the lawmakers for consideration, as only one can be appointed. Justice Minister Dauda A. Jala explained the vigorous process involved.
The schedule, the operational procedure at the schedule at the back contemplated the appointment of all the 5 commissioners, and as a result, it requires that 9 should be shortlisted and be given to the National Assembly so that you have enough room to be able to choose from. However, in this situation, a vacancy occurred, and that is a seat reserved for a female. We did follow all the due process. We advertised, we gazetted, but you are offered with 2 candidates to choose from, to choose one out of the 2, instead of 9 to choose 5 from, because we are not reappointing the entire commission anymore, but we are only appointing 1 to replace the one that exited.
Minister Jala said the applications of the candidates have been vetted in accordance with the appropriate procedures by a multi-sectoral committee who came up with the shortlist. He said their names were also gazetted for possible public objections, but none have come forward. As a result, it has now been brought to the National Assembly for consideration and selection of one of the 2 candidates who will later be appointed by the President.
We have vetted, there is a committee that by law should be set up, which is a multi-sectoral committee that was composed. They are the ones that vetted all the applications and came up with this shortlist. And it has been gazetted for the public notice so that the public members of the public who may have any objection may put forward their objections to the appointment of these candidates. But we've not received any objection so far. So the next step now is to bring it before this August Assembly for your consideration and selection of 1 out of the 2 for the final appointment of the President.
In 2017, the National Assembly enacted the National Human Rights Commissions Act. With this act, the Gambia established its first ever Human Rights Commission with a mandate to promote and protect human rights. One of the core functions of the Commission is to investigate violations of human rights at its own initiative or on a complaint made by any person or a group of persons. Reporting for iAfrica TV, I am Hadija Tuhaita Ture.
Now, the foundation stone for the Farato Jambu Road was laid in April this year, and now the construction that has already started is in high gear. However, the construction company Haji Group is planning to build a first-class road in this area, but settlers and drivers express concern over the environmental pollution that the operation is causing. Omar Ahmad Toure files in this report.
Work on this road is progressing at steady speed, barely 3 months after the foundation stone. About 5.2 kilometer road has been leveled and will soon be constructed. Sambujanga Sama is the supervisor of Haji Group, HG, the company doing the construction work. He says his company will construct a first-class road that may be completed in 6 months of the 1-year contract.
It's going to be a first-class road because it's going to have drainage, and it's going to have black stone, and it's going to have it's a good road even, because we have 3 layers after black stone. They give us 1 year, but I know before 6 months we are going to finish it. Because when you are working, you must expect that rain can come at any second. Okay. So when you are working, you will be very fast. After when you come back, the consultant, they will come and test. When it's okay, you just call the trucks to come and dump it and cover it.
Roads can have both positive and negative influences on people and the environment. Ablai Jallo has a tailoring shop beside this road, and he pours water on the road to reduce dust pollution.
Suñ boor fii nii dañ tuur ay xeer yi ak suuf yooyu noonu Construction workers are working, but since last week, when they reach my area, they put the gravel and sand on the road. They started leveling it since Friday, but at the moment we find it difficult to cope with the dust pollution, and we are encountering a lot of problems from the dust in homes and at shops and food vendors. We are experiencing a lot of problems, and it has gotten to the point where I have to pour water on the road to reduce the pollution.
Modu Sambu, a driver along Farato Jamburu Road, says he is pleased with the construction work but would like the government to do more.
We have some challenges that we face, like the road, the way they're constructing it is very good, but we face some difficulties like too much of dust. Yeah, too much of dust. It is disturbing us, it is disturbing our vehicles, and it is disturbing the customers. So if they can just add a little bit of force, like if they have a tank of a truck which is supposed to use water, they can use it to help us so that the dust can be reduced. We can be able to walk again as they are walking too.
Esa Jan, chief driver at the Jambur car park in Farato, expresses dissatisfaction in the construction of the Farato Jambur Road. Good roads provide easy mobility and transport for people and goods, but road construction often has damaging effects of noise, dust, and vibrations. Excess dust production can be treated by watering or using dust binders near houses, but for the moment, none of these is used in reducing dust pollution in the area, and settlers struggle daily to battle the haze pollution. Reporting for iAfrica TV, this is Omar Ahmadou Toure.
That was all we had for you for the Gambia 24 News Bulletin. For more interesting programs and news, you can stay connected with us. And thanks for watching.